And well, we have a very special guest on the broadcast today, and I also want to bring in our editor, Niranjan Narayanaswamy, because Niranjan, I believe we are being joined by Sonu Sood, and we have a host of questions to ask him. So please begin this conversation, and then, of course, I'll come in.
Yes, feel free to come in, Suesha, at any point. I just want to introduce Sonu Sood, and ever since the lockdown was imposed across India, Sonu, we've been tracking some of, what you've been doing. Helping over 25,000 migrants reach home. That number could be much more. I'm not sure. You'll be able to tell us in the next few minutes. Migrants sent via buses. We saw those pictures of him being their head, hands-on, right up in front. 177 those who were stranded brought back from Kerala to Bhubaneswar. Over 170 stranded flown from Mumbai to Uttarakhand. Over 200 students came from India to India from Russia on the 17th of June. He's launching a Pravasi Rozgar app to help migrants, laborers find jobs amid the coronavirus crisis. More recently, 3,000 students, Indian students, stuck in Kyrgyzstan and Russia getting help. And in the last few days, two posts, especially on social media, that is being spoken about. One where a farmer got a tractor out of nowhere. And Sonu, these are almost superhuman feats. I mean, there's no other word for it. First of all, how do you go from one task to the other, and how do you do it? How do you do it, Sonu?
Good morning, Niranjan. First of all, I just want to tell you that I've been the blessed one. I feel God chose me to do all this, and it's been happening. I was never trained to send migrants home. I was never trained to get people from overseas, all these students from Kyrgyzstan, Philippines, Russia. And I was not trained to do all this, but somehow it happened. I feel somewhere my mom and dad sitting in the heavens are doing the trick, and I'm able to reach to all these people. But like I said, there are more than 1 lakh people who have been connected with us during this lockdown, whom we were able to send back to their loved ones. So, yeah, I think these 4 months have been the most special months of my life. And the character that I played, I think it's the most special role that I did ever.
Well, I wouldn't be way off the mark if I called you a COVID hero, because you've really gone out of the way in the last few months, Sonu. Talk about the Kyrgyzstan students. How did they reach out to you? How did you manage to bring them back or arrange the flights for them?
When all these migrants were been sent to their homes, I was getting these messages on the social media from Kyrgyzstan. There were almost 4,000 students who were stranded there, and they were approaching that, they lost a colleague there because of COVID, and they were really worried. And then their parents started reaching out to me. They said, we want to get them back to our country. So I just went through the whole process, how to get them back, and then I started working on it, and somehow, I got connected with SpiceJet also, with Singh Saab, and he said, we need to get them back. And then in a week's time, we got all these 1,500 students back, and as we are talking now, there's another flight that's coming from Kyrgyzstan to Delhi now in another half an hour, 45 minutes. So I think this is happening somehow, and I'm blessed to be a part of all these families who've been living in different parts of the world now.
Yeah, I want to ask one question, because I also have two of the students who you've helped, Sonu, joining us live on the broadcast. Suesha, I want to introduce them. One is Abhishek Kumar Nagar, who's the president of the Student Union and also from the Asian Medical Institute from Kyrgyzstan, joining us live on the broadcast, along with Supriya Kiran, who's a student of MBBS 5th year from Patna, also got help from Sonu Sood. Abhishek and Supriya, you're live with Sonu Sood on Republic TV. Tell us about your journey back to India from Kyrgyzstan and the kind of help that you got from Sonu. Tell our viewers about it.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Go ahead.
Can you hear? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Abhishek. Go ahead.
First of all, I would like to thank you, Sonu sir, and SpiceJet. Thank you so much for Republic TV also. Actually, sir, this is the this is a journey, like impossible journey, because more than 3,000 students we are in Kyrgyzstan and stuck, no any other option. And we tweet to Sonu sir, and Sonu sir only came in front and he helped a lot. No words of Sonu sir.
Yeah. And
he arranged flight at least 1500 students.
that's why they're calling him Superman Sonu.
Yes, sir.
That's why they're calling him Superman Sonu. Sonu, it's not for nothing that they call you Superman Sonu.
Of course, Superman Sonu.
Supriya is also smiling. Supriya.
Actually, I am thinking, sir, just give this.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Supriya. Why don't you tell our viewers how did you manage to get back to India? Tell us about the kind of help that you received from Sonu. He's also on the program. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. After examination of medical institute over, we got finished. We were allowed to go back to India, but there was a problem of international flights. International flights were not running due to lockdown, and after finishing of the lockdown, only few flights were running, off and on. Sometimes running, sometimes students, and large amount of rush of students from different colleges. So there were a shortage of flights. And in such a situation, I contacted Sonu sir. He assured us to bring back to our homeland, and he asked us number of students there are. So as we know, there are large number of students, 4,000 and more. So Sonu Sood sir arranged flight to rescue us, and I reached home, and my colleagues also reached. And today also there is a flight for Delhi. And sir is very kind-hearted, helpful man, and really sense he is a hero who rescued us. And I would like to salute his philanthropist hero. He is a philanthropist hero.
Yeah, you know, Sonu, I mean, when we were, you see these labels on top of each of our guests. When we make these labels, we give a description for each of them. And while describing Sonu Sood, we didn't know whether to just call him an actor and social worker. And I was discussing with my team, what do we call Sonu Sood? and then we said, okay, fine, let's call him a real life hero, right? Sonu, so how does it work? How does it work, Sonu? So someone reaches out to your team. Yeah, how does it work? So someone reaches out to you, and then how does your system kick in? And how do they decide, okay, these are the logistics? And I'm talking about this specific case of you helping a farmer out with a tractor, and I'll just play those visuals with you on screen. How did you decide upon, how do you shortlist? How do you decide, okay, I'm going to get her a tractor. Here's how I'm going to arrange the money. How does it all work? How does the Sonu Sood system work?
Niranjan, I think it's automated. When the students had called me, I remember, somehow everything fell in place. I got in touch with them. There were a few hiccups. I spoke to the ambassador in Kyrgyzstan, also Indian ambassador. The Indian government also really helped me get all those permissions, so I was able to get them back. And if you talk about the tractor story, I remember, I saw those visuals of these two girls plowing the field and with the father and the mother. I said, they should be studying in some college or a school. This is not the right image that we want to see, in our country now. So I thought, I need to get them a tractor. It was a Sunday, I remember, 10:30 in the night, 10 o'clock. I spoke to this farmer, Nageshwar Rao. He's somewhere in the interior parts of Chittoor. And, when I spoke to him, then I said, tomorrow morning you will get a tractor. But I was not sure how to get it. It was a Sunday, lockdown is there, everything is shut. There's a very close friend of mine, his name is Karan Gilotra. He's in Chandigarh. I called Karan, I said, Karan, I made this promise and I need to make this happen. How are you going to do? He connected me to Mr. Mittal from Sonalika Tractors. We all came. I said, sir, in 2-3 hours, I don't know, in this part of Andhra, interior part of this village, we need to send this tractor. He said, Sonu, you have done so much for everyone. This will be done. And in no time, this tractor was there. And this farmer was blessed, I would say. I didn't do anything. This guy was blessed. It was his special day. So this is how, it happened.
And you're full of surprises, Sonu. And I saw that Mr. Naidu, Chandrababu Naidu, the TDP former chief minister, had also tweeted to you and said spoke with Sonu Sood ji, applauded him for his inspiring effort to send a tractor to Nageshwar Rao's family in Chittoor district. Moved by the plight of the family, I have decided to take care of the education of two daughters and help them pursue their dreams. Now, that was him responding to you. Since you have this habit of surprising people, we thought we'd surprise you as well. Mr. Naidu is on the phone line on Republic.
Wow.
Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, the TDP chief, former chief minister of Andhra Pradesh, on the phone line to speak to Sonu Sood. Mr. Naidu, good morning. What's your message to Sonu Sood?
Good morning. Yeah,
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sonu Sood. Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Good morning. You have done extremely well. That is the spirit we have to promote throughout this country. That's why it's congratulating. And also everybody has to take this as a inspiration, and we have to move forward. This is one crisis nobody visualized. It is going on.
Sonu, you want to respond to him?
Yeah, of course. I've been a huge fan of Naidu sir. I started my career from Hyderabad and from Telugu movies. And whenever I used to see so much of prosperity in Andhra, I used to always say that, we wish we had a leader like Naidu sir, who could change things in our states also. But thank you so much, sir. I've been a huge fan always. And yesterday when I got a call from him, I thought that, I'm doing something right in life, that, I've been recognized by such great leaders.
Mr. Naidu, do you think we need more politicians like Sonu Sood? Politicians should take a leaf from Sonu Sood?
No, all of us. Not only politicians, even media, politicians, and industrialists, and the social activists, and the common citizen, everybody. What I am saying, this type of activities are very, very important now. One is not only helping the people, and also whenever there is a need, you can understand that pathetic story. We had 2 acres of land. We had some tea stall in nearby town, that is Madanapalli. Today there is no tea stall. Then what to do? Only left over the 1.5 to 2 acres land, you made S3 scheduled caste. Then you want to irrigate, cultivate. Then you want to go for sowing. There is no bullet. There is nobody to help him. Then he ventured that. It's very, very hot movie. That's what I'm saying. Then this type of story all over the country, all over the world. Now everybody, as far as possible, what all possible for us, we have to give back to the society. That is what I'm saying. That is the spirit to reality. Human angle is important.
Yeah. We all have a lesson to take, don't we? Mr. Naidu, appreciate you joining us on Republic this morning. Really nice of you to speak to us while we have Sonu Sood live with us. Thank you, Mr. Naidu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very nice of you.
Thank you. And thank you, sir. And Sonu, if I can ask one question also, because we're on the subject and it's and we thought we'll draw you in. And I'd like to get Suesha also into this part of the conversation. If we could get your view, because you're an engineer. If I can use the term a complete outsider to Bollywood, you are. And if I can just take a few minutes of your time to also talk about the ongoing debate and the struggle in the wake of the Sushant Singh death case, there has been so much of a debate. Where do you stand on that, Sonu? What's your view on all that's been happening?
Niranjan, there are two things which I always believe in. That, if you talk about insiders, outsiders, it will always be there. It was always there years back and still it is there. Tomorrow, if an outsider comes back to Mumbai to do something, obviously he has to go through his share of struggle. He's not going to get any godfather who's going to make a call for him and make life easy for him. So I always say that all the outsiders who come to Mumbai, they should have the nerves of steel to survive maybe for months, maybe for years. And if it doesn't happen, you need to be strong enough to go back to your families and do something in life. But when you see cases like Sushant, which was so unfortunate, we used to work out together and he was such a great guy and a successful guy. And I think it leads a wrong message to the people across the country where, the parents won't let their kids go back to Mumbai and they'll say, okay, yeah, Mumbai industry is not a safe place. You don't go, no one will help you. It's not like that. We have seen success stories, making outsiders making big. But we can't complain. It's if you talk about nepotism, it's everywhere. It's in the corporate world. It's in any field you talk about. But you can't complain. You have to make a mark. Tomorrow, I was an outsider when I came to Mumbai, and I struggled. It took me years to make, and still I would say, still I have miles to go. But tomorrow, if my son comes, obviously life is going to be easy for him. It won't be the struggle that I had seen. It's fine. I believe that a lot of people trying to get a mileage out of this subject. That's very unfortunate. The family. Imagine the family living in Patna. And what they must be going through. That people are talking about him. People who haven't met him in their lives, and they still want to sit on a debate, which is very unfortunate.
But Sonu, with the movement that you now see happening, and this is not just about those who are not even as established, even the most reputed names are now speaking up and they're exposing the hard realities of the industry. You think this is a changing time and this will bring about a huge change on the ground, will probably make things slightly better, less difficult for those who are now entering the industry? Newer talent will be treated more fairly?
I don't know whether the newer talent will be treated fairly, but yeah, it's an eye opener for many people. I'm an outsider. Like I've been to parties, I've been to the places where a lot of established names are there, and sometimes you feel out of place. You'll feel, do you really belong to this world? Maybe not, but you will always feel that. I don't think so. It's going to change. That you'll see that when an outsider comes to a party and people are going to hug him and going to welcome boss, everything has changed. Now you're part of this industry. It's not going to happen. An outsider will always remain an outsider. But you have to work hard, be so successful that you say that I am the one to make this industry my own family. So I think you have to be strong enough. But yeah, I won't say that if anything is going to change. Yeah.
Okay, if I can ask you one last question, Sonu. You've had your own run-ins, I'm not talking about the film industry, but your run-in with politicians while doing your bit to the society. You know what you've been doing in the last few months. You've had your own political run-ins. I know you wouldn't want to call it that, but that's the reality, whether you'd like to accept it or not. Some people alleging that there was a political force behind you. How do you respond to these allegations?
I respond to them by doing more work. I remember, when the whole controversy started about me being connected to some party, and on that particular day, I was supposed to send almost 5,500, 6,000 migrants back to their homes. So I never reacted. I said, these are just some talks that are going to die their own death. And when I met, Udati and Aditya, they were very, very sweet. I think they are one of the most noble souls I've come across. They said, any kind of help you need, please let us know. We are there for you. And not only Maharashtra, all the states, we've sent people to Orissa, Uttarakhand, Jharkhand, UP, Bihar, all the states. I'm in touch with all the officers, bureaucrats, and they all have come forward and helped me send back these migrants, which sets an example that everyone wants to do good, but you need someone to lead the whole. And okay, I'm there, just help these people reach back out to their home. So I think that's the only difference which was there when nothing happened, and now when after the post-COVID, when the whole movement started, I think people, more number of people need to come forward and help these needy people here.
Yeah. Sonu, thank you for speaking to Republic TV. Continue to do the good work. And I think, okay, Suisha, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead, Suisha.
Now, I was just saying that at the start of this interview, Sonu said that God has chosen him. I think he's being very modest and he must not undermine his efforts in any which way. So, Niranjan and I would like to thank you for joining us on this broadcast, and we wish you all the best. We hope you can reach out to as many people who need your help, and just so many blessings that you're earning while you're helping out these people. We wish you all the best. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
much. Thank you so much. And, on a final parting note, I just want to add one more thing, Niranjan. We always, as individuals, we always complain to politicians, all these parties, what are they doing? We voted for them. and they're doing nothing. But I think now it's a time for everyone to come forward. Do your bit, make one extra meal for someone sitting there, maybe a vegetable vendor, maybe a watchman. Imagine that you are yourself a chief minister or a ruling party head. You can do your bit. And I promise you, when the whole COVID will end, this world will be a better place to live in. We'll have stronger people with stronger mindsets, and you'll see, everything will be good.
Well, let's hope that happens. Thank you, Sonu. Thank you for joining us. Suesha will take a short break. Thank you. Thank you to Abhishek and Supriya as well. More power to you. Taking a